It's okay. Welcome.
Welcome, man.
Hey, hats off.
Buckets off.
Buckets off. They're sitting over there. Is everyone having a good day so far?
Yeah. Yep.
Right
Everyone tired? Everyone tired?
We are exhausted. It's been a long day. I was in my Mando costume earlier this morning, and I died. I was melting, so I was in it for like 3 hours, and I was like, I'm done, I'm out. So I'm not wearing my costume. These guys are troopers. I can't do it.
The joys of cosplay.
The joys of cosplaying. Yes, absolutely. You know what? I probably would enjoy wearing my Mandalorian costume to work every day because that's the way I want to live. They say dress for the way you want, or wait, dress for success for the way you want to live.
Something like that.
Something. There it is. Thank you.
Beginner's luck.
Alright. You guys hear me alright? Well, welcome current and future Sabacc players to the Florida Sabacc League MegaCon 2023 panel. Are you ready to learn more about how to play Sabacc and create your own cantina?
Yes.
Good. All right, by show of hands, how many people have actually played Sabacc? Okay, we got a few players in here. That's good. So out of those people that raised their hand, who can tell me what the card is called that is equal to 0?
Idiot.
Raise a hand. We got you in the front here?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's the idiot. That is correct.
That is correct. All right, you're correct. Come on up. What was the other name? Does someone else know the other names? Go ahead and
Price.
there you go. Come on up.
Yeah,
Come and grab a prize. Good job, guys.
All
All right, we got some people that you can start playing with. For sure.
Richard.
Welcome.
Richard from Tennessee.
Hey, man. This guy came from Tennessee just for this panel.
Thank you so much. All right, cool. So let's get started. I'm going to start by introducing our panelists here. First, we're going to start with Wayne Lane. He is the admin of the Florida Sabacc League, and his cantina is called All In Cantina. Next, we got Jonathan Aponte. He is also an admin of the Florida Sabacc League, and his cantina is called Chili Cantina. Next is our founder and admin, Belle Hohenstein, and her cantina is called Zarvani's Den. And last but not least, we got Mark Robertson, admin of the Florida Sabacc League, and his cantina is called the Masuk Cantina. Everyone join me in welcoming the panelists of the Florida Sabacc League.
Yeah, we're
okay.
really nervous.
Not the public speakers at all.
All right, those are the key things you don't say when you do a panel. No, just kidding. Anyways, all right, so first we're going to start with Belle. Take it off, Belle.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing today?
Alive.
Yeah. Make sure you can hear me.
We're still breathing.
Welcome to our first panel for the Florida Sabacc League. We started last year, just finding, local Star Wars cosplayers. We're a statewide group that encompasses all of Florida. We're focused on creating immersive experiences. So, sometimes some of us will make themed drinks like blue milk, or we'll make, deviled eggs that look like Grogu's little pram. And as you can see, a lot of us really enjoy creating our own characters that we play Sabacc in sometimes when we're comfortable. We derive from the Outer Rim Sabacc League, which is like the global group on Facebook. So is there anybody who's from out of state?
Wow, welcome.
Nice. Welcome.
Where are some of you guys from?
We're from Maryland.
Maryland?
Maryland.
Wow.
Yeah. Tennessee back there. Tennessee back there.
Arkansas.
Yeah, so if you go on the Outer Rim group, just post in there and be like, hey, I'm from here, is anyone from here? And see if there's a local group for you guys to join to play. If not, just make your own, you know?
Mark will touch on that a little bit later.
Yeah. Right, so there's going to be several versions of Sabacc. There are three main ones is traditional Sabacc. That one is very closely related to poker, right?
Blackjack.
Blackjack.
And
Blackjack.
poker.
Yeah.
She obviously doesn't play poker.
Which is okay.
Yeah, we applaud that.
And then the second common one is Coruscant Shift. That's the one that they play on the Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon, which I know that some of you may have been on. I know you've been on it. And then the third one is Corellian Spike. That's the one that most of us are probably familiar with. That's the one they play in the Han Solo movie. That's how Han wins the Millennium Falcon from Lando. And that's the one that we generally play, that we base a lot of our games off of. So to win Sabacc, you're going to want to get your hand as close to 0 as possible. Getting a total score of 0 is Sabacc, so if you're like, I have 0, that means you have Sabacc. So every player is going to get, let me take this.
There we go.
So each player is going to get 2 cards to start off with. You're going to have the draw pile, which is the one that's face down, and then you're going to have the discard pile, which is going to be face up, and you're going to have 2 dice. Now, in Sabacc, you can bet. It's optional, but it adds more of a challenge, and it's very fun to throw credits around, you know.
Especially if they're metal.
This is where the poker comes in, you know, winning the Millennium Falcon and all.
Mm-hmm. A great way to start is by starting off with 1,000 credits. Not 1,000 coins, but just like...
Or dollars.
Yeah.
Or dollars.
If you want to stay friends.
Yeah. So like just starting off with like 4 gold, 8 silver, and 20 copper, it's going to equal to 1,000 credits. Because like gold is like 100 credits, silver is 50, and copper is going to be 10 credits. And it doesn't matter the size or the shape, as long as just the color, you know, all gold ones will be 100. Just make it easy for yourself. Don't do it, no one wants to do conversions with hoodies versus imperial credits, you know. And in Sabacc, there's going to be 3 phases. Your first phase is going to be the card phase. So when it's your turn, you can do a number of things. You can either you can stand, which means you pass. Maybe you're not sure what you want to do for your turn. You just want to play it safe and pass your turn. Or you can gain a card from the draw pile. That's going to be the pile that's going to be face down. So that's kind of a gamble, you know, just gain a new card and hope you get a good one. Or you can either swap a card with the discard pile that's going to be face up, swap a card from your hand from the discard pile. Your second phase is going to be the betting phase. So the first person that starts off, they can either bet credits, or maybe they're like, I don't have enough credits, I'm not going to bet. Or they have a bad hand, they don't want to bet. But let's say the next person next to them wants to bet 10 credits. So if they bet 10 credits, everybody else is going to have to bet 10 credits also, which is called calling it, or a match. Or let's say like the fourth person's like, you guys are betting too low, I'm going to bet 50 credits. Everybody else will then have to match that. They'll have to add, 40 more to match it. Or let's say they're like, that's too much, I'm going to fold, which means they forfeit their hand and they forego that round. to save their credits. The last phase is going to be the dice phase. No one likes this phase.
If you have a
when-
bad hand, you like the face.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, if you have a lot of cards, like too many cards that aren't good, you want to get
Negative 29
Yeah.
last night.
so
Negative 29 last night, 5 cards.
yeah.
It can be your friend, it can be your enemy. Normally it's your enemy.
So when you roll the dice, if they don't match, then you're fine. You move on. But if you get doubles, all the players have to get rid of their cards and get new cards. So let's say you had 3 cards, you discard those and you get 3 new cards. If you have 5 cards, you get new 5 cards. So it's kind of a gamble. Yeah.
That's
Big
for the fun.
gamble.
Yep.
All right, so you're going to do those 3 phases 3 times. Cards, betting, dice, cards, betting, dice, cards, betting, dice. After the final dice roll, each person is going to reveal their hand one by one and see what they got. And whoever is closest to 0 wins. Wait, go back. I forgot that part. If the player wins with a total of 0, we have 2 pots that you put your credits in. There's the main pot and there's a Sabacc pot. So if you win with a card of like a sum total of 0, you get both of those pots. But let's say no one gets 0, but one person gets 1, which is as close to 0 as possible. They would get the main pot only.
And then the Sabacc pot continues to grow, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if multiple people have 0 or Sabacc, you're going to refer to what we call the winning hands sheet that we have on our website.
Cheat sheet.
Cheat sheet. It's a
Yeah.
reference sheet.
Yeah, and Wayne will touch more on that because he's more knowledgeable about that.
All right.
Take it off. Take it away.
Hey, no, keep it on. We don't have dollars, man.
So, who wins is the most important question for Sabacc. Because this is always contentious. There's a lot of rules. You'll find, and Mark will explain a little bit more later, every cantina has different rules, but this is the rules that we play by, and we think that it generally helps everybody out. Now, this is a very long and complicated list. You do not need to memorize this list at all. And in fact, we've been playing Sabacc a long time. We have not seen most of these hands. They're just possible, but it's trying to, in case 2 random really good hands show up, you know who actually wins the game. And that is the most important part when there's a really big pot on the table. So, who wins?
Real quick, if I could ask, that rank 1, I don't know if you can see it.
Sorry, I don't know if you can see it, that card at the top there. Does anyone know what that card is called?
The first, under number 1.
Under number 1, where it says Pure Sabacc.
Yeah, 2 Cylops.
So that, you got it? Come on, help me get a prize real quick.
I promise that's the last time I ask that question. I just want to see if you're paying attention.
I know we're all falling asleep.
Yeah, it's a long day. All right, I guess we can go on to the next page. So we have the reference sheet available. You can look it up online. It's very easy. We have it so that you can print it out on a single sheet, download, print it out on a single sheet of paper, front and back. Keep it in your pocket. It works easy for the games. Only when when 2 or 3 people get Sabacc and you need to know who wins. So, otherwise, you got to go down your list on tiebreakers. And so here are the tiebreakers that we like to play. And again, there's all different kinds of tiebreakers with cantina rules. You can make your own, but this is the way we like to play. So you'll go with a player with a positive, if all the players have positive cards, you'll go with a player with a positive sum, because a positive beats a negative. Then you'll go with the player with the most cards, then the player with the lowest positive sum. and then we will go with the single lowest positive card. Now, if you made it this far, you're in trouble. But we have one last tiebreaker, and we like to settle it by the card suit. Now, there are 3 card suits. There's a circle, a triangle, and a square. And we like to go by the circle being the winner. It derives from another version of Sabacc. And so if 2 players, are tied and they have negative cards, you go with the closest negative sum to 0. And if that's still the same, you go with the negative card closest to 0. And then again, you go by the card suit of negative card closest to 0. So you go circle, triangle, square. Now again, with cantinas, some people will like to do a turn of card and a random chance, a blind draw. And we don't like that because we believe that the winner is already at the table. Yeah. Let the cards settle who wins. So that's why we like the circle, triangle, square. All right, so here is a really good example of a winning hand, a Sabacc hand. And I don't know if all the people in the back can see it, but you have a -1, a -2, a -4, a +7, and then that Psylocke, which is really going to make sure you win that hand. So if you get something like this, you're golden.
Just FYI, it's a 62 card deck, and there's only 2 Psylocks out of all those 62. So having a Psylocke is kind of important.
I mean, if you put one up your sleeve, it helps. I have nice little gloves. So. All right, so this is kind of like an interactive portion of our panel. If you guys could take out your phones and you could scan the QR code, it will bring up the, it won't bring up any viruses or anything. When you grab like that, it's gonna.
We have all your information now.
Yeah. We stole everything from your card.
The cards on the table also have it.
Yes.
Yep, you can use that
Cards in front of
business
you.
card, and you guys are free to take those.
Those are yours.
But this should bring you up to our reference page, because we're going to play a couple examples up here, and I'd like the crowd to kind of like guess who wins.
Y'all set?
I'm a visual learner, man.
You guys all good?
I need to learn by watching.
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see.
So, example number 1, we have A, B, and C. So, it might be hard for some of you in the back. So, A is a sum of +1, B has a sum of 0, and C has a sum of 0. But who wins?
B. C.
C.
Wait. Oh. Let me. All right.
Jedi in the back. He's the first one to answer.
What did you say? And what did you say? Okay, so your first, second.
I'm all in on A. I'm betting the house food.
You guys are sure about C because he's saying A.
Bet the house.
Yeah, you got it. All right.
All in. Go all in on this one.
No, I take it back. I'm sorry, it's B. No, take it back.
Go ahead.
You ready? All right.
Woo!
Exceeded loudest winner.
I just lost my house.
Come up and get a prize.
Come on, Jedi.
Jedi scum.
Well, I'm gonna
They use their mind
It
tricks.
couldn't have been Amanda that won this.
Perfect.
It's okay. I still love you guys.
Not really, he lies.
All right, let's go on to the next example. All right, so example 2, we've got another 3 group. We have a top hand, we have a middle hand, and a bottom hand. But they all have Sabacc. They all have 0. So who wins this hand?
By show of hands.
Who wants the top hand? Who's voting for the top hand?
Well, let me have him answer.
Headphones.
Headphones.
Headphones?
What answer you got there? Which one? Bottom?
Bottom one?
All right.
Yeah, bottom hand, right?
We got another bottom.
All right. You want to reveal it?
All right, let's reveal it. So the bottom hand wins.
Oh, I don't know.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I just want to know the
So
game, you know?
why does the bottom hand win?
They're pretty much all the same.
They have the most cards.
Right. It's weird.
Because none of these hands are actually named hands within the reference sheet. So when you go at the bottom, you start your way up. You go 3 hands, then you get a pair, then you get 5, or 4 or 5. I can't do math.
Cheat sheet.
Cheat sheet, yeah. Always go by the cheat sheet. So obviously 5 hands is better than 3, better than 4. Now this one is very hard. So we have a top hand, we have a bottom hand, and for the people in the back, you have a -1, a -7, a +9, which equals +1. And on the bottom, you have a +9, a 0, and a -8. Also a +1. So this is not something you find on the reference sheet. So this is something you're going to have to figure out based upon the tiebreaker rules. All right, so who thinks it's the top hand? Got a couple? Who thinks it's the bottom hand? Yeah.
Wow.
Let's reveal it.
Well, wait.
Uh-oh.
Why do you think it's the bottom
Nope.
hand?
Who can tell us
Who
why?
can tell
Who
us
can tell us why?
The middle card, what's it called? Silence.
Cyclops.
That's why we say not.
Nope. All right,
Nope.
next
That
person.
is not right.
Ah, interesting.
It's a good guess, but not the
You,
reason
I
why.
guess.
What's it?
They're all the same sum.
The lowest positive card.
That's a good guess, but that is wrong.
It's correct, but they're both 9s on both hands.
You have 2 9s, a +9 and a +9 on the bottom.
Richard?
Does it go to the negative side?
Richard. The card said, come on, Richard.
Come on!
Are you ready, got one?
He got one.
All right, who do you want to give it to?
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Yeah, give it to her. She did.
All right,
that.
yeah.
Come on up, come on up.
Actually,
Come on, Red.
I think one should go to her and then Jason for the Psylocke. Because it was
Well,
close
can you
too.
tell me why it's not the Cyclops? Because I would have said that would supersede this circle.
It's okay.
No, so in a case where it's not Sabacc, a Psylocke is actually
So
It's
it's
just a random
unless
card.
it's a Cyclops isn't Sabacc when it's a real Sabacc.
So your Sabacc is better if you have a Cyclops, but
Correct.
your
Yeah,
Cyclops
But
only
anything
matters
else,
If you
then
have
it's circle.
right.
if
you
you
have
have
Sabacc.
0 and you have a Psylocke, it could be one of the named hands or
Is there a name hand with a Cyclops?
other. Yeah,
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
all the
like-
top cards,
like the top.
all the
8 or
top
so.
ones will
Fleet,
be,
a full Sabacc.
Got
a dual
it.
the top
Oh,
10.
the
Okay.
top
Top
10.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a lot, but as you know, as we like to say, it's better to have it and not use it than to
Surely.
Yeah.
need it and not have it. So
We're
that's
working-
why. Yeah,
We're working on condensing it, making it a little bit easier to understand, because I understand it's a lot to look at. I'm gonna try and consolidate it a little bit more for you guys.
I still don't understand it.
No,
I
but
don't
it's
see
a
the
great
reference.
reference. Actually, last night when we were playing,
Like I said,
we referenced it ourselves, and we're like, wait.
At the after party.
At the after
Yeah,
party.
at
We were at the
party.
after party. Is the club playing Sabacc?
We really were.
'Cause that's
we-
how much we love Sabacc.
We were in the wrong one, but we were in the better one.
You see the points on that one? It's a -7.
Yep, so go to the next, and now it's the circle beats the triangle, beats the square. All right, so now I'm gonna hand it off to my friend Mark, and he's gonna talk about cantinas and all the cool stuff. That
There's a lot of
influence.
cantinas in here.
So I got a question for everyone. What is the name of Cantina at Galaxy's Edge?
Okay.
You got it, her? Oh, she didn't shout it out. What was it?
Hey.
Come up here, you got it. I didn't know that answer until about 10 minutes ago, so I figured that'd be a good question to ask.
Do not like this.
So with cantinas, we're looking for quality before quantity. So we're looking for people that are really wanting to play and contribute and try and invite more people in to play. Consistency, exactly. So we have the picture up here of our few that we have cantinas in the state of Florida. We're trying to grow this, so this is why you guys are here. We want it to grow. We want to make it big.
It's a fun game.
Seems like it.
We want you guys to play it too.
Yeah.
So-
we love it, and we want to share the love.
Yeah, so how do you create a cantina? So there's a few steps that you can do to create your own cantina. Mine is called Sabacc, and it is named after my pets, 2 pups and a cat. So I came up with the name with my girlfriend. We came up with that, and I started going on the internet and looking for some really fun ideas, which started off with the Mandalore Mysteries right there, which is the very far one with the weird-looking thing in the middle that's supposed to be
That's a
Sabacc card.
logo.
It was supposed to be. I mean, it's a hand-drawn one.
It's not that bad. Not that bad.
I appreciate that. And it progressed to the paw print, so I was like, hey, cool, let's do that with the claws on the end of it, and then the final result is what my current logo is today.
This is all the fun part, guys.
It really is.
You get creative.
Yeah, and if you're not a graphic designer, like make friends with a graphic designer, or reach out to us and we'll help you out.
Yeah, reach out to us.
And we'll help you with what we can. So there's also fun things you can do with the cantina as well. So if you want to play it at like your house or at a bar or a church or local park in the middle of the road here, it doesn't matter where you play. It's all good. We played at our club last night. And whoever decides if they want to host, that would be the cantina host for the night. So Sabacc hosted last night. And during that, we had a blast.
So why is your cantina unique?
Why is it unique?
Yeah, your cantina is unique from mine. Why?
Oh, you want to get down to the creative rule?
Well, before we get there, well, I guess we can skip to there, but definitely share how they should share the cantina as well.
Oh yeah, so you want to start creating it on Facebook and go Facebook, any Instagram or social media type thing. So
Twitter.
Yeah, just kind of create your own thing.
Snapchat, whatever, whatever. Whatever.
Airdrop.
MySpace. That's a good one. That's great.
Wow. Is MySpace still exist?
No. It does?
So,
Damn, I'm old.
once you guys have come up with your own design and your unique cantina, just contact one of us, and then we'll review it and see how it looks. And then after that, we want you to host and post and just get out there and spread the word as much as you can. Take a lot of pictures and get a lot of friends over, have a lot of beers, drink a lot, and have a good time with it.
Go play Sabacc. Have fun. It's a fun card game, guys. I think most of you know that.
As far as the individual cantinas, what kind of makes it unique, so that sometimes we'll take our rule set. I don't know if you can see. We'll have all the same rules. We all apply to the same rules, but we'll change up just a little bit. Just a little, exactly. House rules.
House rules.
To give it a unique spin. So, again, what is your
So we
unique
have
house rule?
Our house rule is the snowman. So it's the anyone know what the Sabacc dice look like? So there's like a little box on top of a bigger box, and it's called the snowman.
What we call it.
That's what
We call it the snowman.
We don't get snow here, so
What do we know about snow?
it looks like a snow.
Everything freezes.
Maybe we could call it the Sandman. I don't know.
Everything
Wait, don't fall
freezes
asleep.
though, right?
So the snowman would be the game freezes. So if you're on round 1, phase 1, and you roll the dice, the snowman come up, boom, game's done. Reveal your cards. If you have negative 29, or if you have positive 29, or if you got Sabacc.
That's it.
That's what
The
you.
game
That's the game ends, and it goes to the next one.
Huh.
So this is where it gets fun. So your own cantina can create their own rules, and make it more fun for you guys. So it'd be like, all right, snowman pop up, everyone take a shot.
What about the Shilly Shuffle? How often does the snowman show up?
Not too often.
Okay.
So my cantina is the Chili Cantina, and for those that know, the Planet Chili is the soda shot tea. That's where they're from. So when I host, I like to make the environment very
Star Warsy.
Star Warsy.
but
Immersive.
Yes.
but there's like it's got a lot of greens and
The decor.
Yeah, the decor part of it. But as far as the dice, for example, the 2 moons, if you roll the 2 moons, I call that the Chili Shuffle. So if you get the 2 moons, you hand your cards to the person on your right. And that is, so everyone, you
Now
just
he's
handed
got
your
Sabacc.
sabacc to the person next to you. So that's just a fun thing that
He got me on one of the games.
he
At
actually
least one.
Yeah. So
This guy wins
It
like
was
that.
so bad.
The dice love me.
You must be good at Mario Party.
I was pretty much all in on like his cantina name. I was pretty much all in. I had like 4 or 5 coins left, and
This is the very end of a tournament game. This is the
And-
end.
I had a full sabacc, and it was like the
painful.
number 3 on the list. If you can go back to the list, whatever. Anyway,
It's okay.
It's okay.
it's yeah. He got
Unheard
he got-
of hand. Very hard to get.
The shilly shuffle came up. I lost it, and I threw the cards down, and walked away.
And I was like, yes, come to daddy.
That's the fun part.
And that's what makes the game so much fun.
So the ultimate goal of Florida Sabacc League is to not splinter off from Outer Rim Sabacc League. Like we acknowledge that they're there, but we also saw an opening where there was an opportunity to focus more like statewide. Yeah, to create a community and on a smaller scale. Outer Rim is kind of like, it's so vast that you just end up asking, hey, anyone near me, and this and that. So a good example would be, just last week I was in Atlanta, and how awesome it would be if I go to Atlanta for work, and I have some off time, and I go to the Georgia Sabacc League, and I'm able to find a local cantina in Atlanta, and I find their calendar. They're playing at this place, this address. I go there, earn new friends, and play a game we all love, right? So that's actually the whole goal behind this. There is, I don't want to brag, but there's no league like us right now. So
There really is.
There really isn't.
But we want more.
We
that,
want,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
we want you all to play, create your own cantinas, especially the people out of state, so that you can, bring more people into this.
exactly.
So
So
Maryland, Tennessee, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
yeah.
Yeah, please.
So,
if you guys are
essentially-
interested, you can always refer back to us too.
Yeah. I mean, we're very open to give ideas and
Willing to help.
and help out. I lost my place.
We can serve as a template.
Yeah.
really
So
can.
we've established a good solid foundation where like how we play it, how we set things up, that we hope that it would inspire other people in other states to do the same. Again, we're all in it for the exact same reason. This is not a competition, unless you're at the table.
Then it's a competition.
Then it's a
and I'm gonna
competition.
win.
Gloves off.
I win.
Right now, we're in the middle of a tournament, and Wayne is leading. So
I'm on his coattails.
I can't say much about
Not
it.
really.
45 points away is not bad.
But
Wait, is it
Not that close.
so
I keep trying to convince myself.
our website, again, it's on your business card. It's on the screen. If you guys have any questions, there's an FAQ online. We're actually going to stick around afterwards. If you have any other questions, please feel free to come up to us. We're very approachable.
Or you can just ask us right
Unless
now.
I have my
Yeah,
helmet
don't
on,
mind.
don't talk to me. No, I'm just kidding. Go.
Yeah, actually, I mean, if you guys have any questions right now, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So Etsy is a great place to go for most of this stuff, and it just so happens that we have probably the best Etsy group right here.
Yes.
Mike Hyde from Hyperspace Props. They make cards.
Oh, they make cards? Oh, yeah, they make cards.
They make cards.
If I may, Mike, do you want to come here for like a minute? This guy's awesome. He came all the way from where?
Idaho.
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 Yeah, Idaho. It's in the United States. You might have heard of it. It's on the western side. I have my cantina is the Hyperspace Cantina. There's not very many people in Idaho, so there's not really a league. It's like me and the people that are around me, but yeah, there's not many people. So my wife and I are huge into Sabacc, and we play all the time. And we're big Star Wars costuming fans and stuff. So we have an Etsy shop and a store online called Hyperspace Props. We have our booth right down on the floor. We're in the 1,000 aisle. on the south side. So if you like go down the stairs and you'll pop out like right on the 1,000 aisle, and you're on the south side. So if you just walk down like 7 booths, and you'll see mine. We sell all of the 3 different variants for the decks. So spike, shift, and traditional. My favorite's traditional. It's the better one. It's a lot easier. You don't have all the complicated hands. Don't tell them I said that. We bet a ton. And then we also have like all the different credits and stuff, and we have like a bundle deal where you get dice, deck, and then 2 buy-ins, so you can have like 2 players ready to go with full metal credits. So. Yeah. If you go down there, assuming that I'm not right here, the booth's currently closed right now because I'm right here. So my wife's at a different convention in Idaho. So thank you.
That was a good question.
Yeah, we're not sponsored or anything by Hyperspace Props, but we acknowledge the quality that Mike and his wife Emily give to the community, and it's just top notch everything. So kudos. Thank you for being here at the panel, by the way.
So it's a little bit easier. So sometimes, and this is not a knock, they make great stuff, but it can be pricey. And so a great way to get into this is by going to Walmart and buying a little pack of $3 poker chips. They're plastic. You can spray paint them. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to. But you get 100 poker chips. That's good for like 2 people. You can buy a couple of them, and you've got enough for 3, 4, 5, 6 players. And that's a great way to get into this. And for a lot of the people here in Florida, if maybe you're going to Disney, you can go pick up the deck there too. Not that their decks are better, but the Disney deck is okay. And it, I think it's like $16-ish, and you can get that in Batu, or you can get it anywhere in Disney, really. Disney Springs, I think. So for around $20, you can get into this and play and have a lot of fun. It doesn't have to be expensive.
Oh yes.
So there's 3 different rules for Sabacc, but there's the same deck used for each of those. Or they're totally
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
No, they're different.
72 cards.
There's 76 cards, correct? 76 cards for the traditional Sabacc, and so traditional Sabacc, very similar to this. It's all blackjack based, but you're trying to get to 23 and not go over, right? So it's a little bit different. So it's not, you prefer it obviously, we prefer Spike, but that's okay. You might like traditional, so you go get a deck from him. Yeah. And then there's the house. So to get your other one, the Halcyon version, which is Coruscant Shift, and then Corellian Spike, both play with the same deck. However, with Coruscant Shift, you play to the dice. So you need a special set of dice, and he does sell them. So you need a dice that has, I believe, a 0, a +5, a +10, and then a -5 and a -10.
And another 0.
And another 0. And you actually play to what the dice roll, and then based off that, there's the circle, triangle, square, and then you try to get the closest hand to, the card suit. So it's a little bit different. It's very new, so it hasn't been out that long, and it's hard to get the deck and the dice up until very recently. So we haven't gotten a chance to actually play that one through.
But yours is which set?
The Corellian Spike.
That's the one that was used in the movie
Solo.
Solo, Star Wars Story.
And I have one other question.
And the same one that they saw at Galaxy's Edge.
We wanted to come to an already existing cantina and play. Do we need to bring our own credits with us?
That's a great question. No, if you're playing with our group, if you're in Orlando and you want to play a game with us, one of us, I buy a ton of those Walmart, poker chips. I spray paint them silver, I bring them extra, so for the new players to come, they don't have to invest right off the bat, right? And we all have a set for 2, 3, 4 people to come play.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Facebook Live. Any questions? No.
We got one up front here.
Earlier you joked about hiding a card up your sleeve. Can I do that? Like if I get away with it?
It's frowned upon. And I've actually heard of rules where if you get caught cheating, you're out of the game completely. Like, if you get caught.
So don't get caught.
Wearing best guard helps with that.
So don't. You might get blasted. I was gonna say you might get blasted.
I mean,
Just saying.
I've been shot a couple times.
Can I what?
Oh,
Can you
Bluff?
bluff? Oh yeah.
that's always
that's
Always.
That's the game. You can
Yeah,
raise,
it's the
baby.
game.
You can have nothing. Crazy.
This is where the poker comes in.
Yeah.
All I heard was Texas Hold'em in the beginning. To be honest.
The
That's
betting,
pretty much what
the
it
betting
is.
is identical.
We've had people with horrible hands bet high, and
Okay.
high
Scare people out.
enough to
does that.
scare others around, and they win.
And they win.
Our
Yeah,
friend,
And they could have a horrible hand. That's happened to me. Like,
I love that. The
I
bluff.
had a horrible hand,
Okay.
and everyone knocked out, and I was like, all right, I win. They were like,
Thank
what is
Thank you
that?
very much.
Yeah.
our friend Alex did that to us at one of the games. He bet like 3 gold pieces, and I don't believe him. So I called it, and this is during the tournament game. I'm like, I'll call him. He had nothing. He had the worst hand out of everyone.
So what would you say?
Why is FLSL the best?
Why is that what Facebook actually said? Why are we don't consider ourselves.
We don't consider ourselves the best at all.
It's the only.
It's really the only. It's really the
Because
only
we're the
group.
only-
One out of one. Actually, no.
One out of
I think
one.
my
Default.
default.
We're the default.
Actually, no. I take it back. I recently spoke with someone from Indiana. Shout out to Kali over there. She's watching. Her and I had a good talk, but she is wanting to create something very similar to what we have, and then so she contacted me, and I give her the rundown, the same spiel that I'm giving you guys. But she was like very eager to get something solid and frequent games and stuff like that. She's creating her group is creating a website and all that stuff, and this is exactly the kind of outcome that we're looking for. If we were to ever go to Indianapolis, I can rely on. I forgot the league's game. I'm so sorry. I forgot the league, but I can contact Callie and be like, "Hey, where are you guys hosting your next game night?" So that's the kind of outcome, and again, just kind of spread the love.
DJs everywhere.
Do we have any other questions?
I have a question.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, how do I get more people to my games? Right? How do I invite friends? Well,
Bring donuts.
bring donuts, but also a lot of us cosplay, right? Reach out to your local cosplay groups. Reach out if you're a 501st. Reach out to your 501st friends because they're going to want to play. Reach out to your Mando mercs because we're the best. We'll play, and then those Rebel and Jedi scum. they can play too.
We actually have a
I
few
love
Jedis in our league coming.
And just so you know, like, a lot of us we didn't know each other. I mean, you knew each other from high school, but hadn't talked in 20 years.
Yeah.
This is my husband, so I do know him. But yeah, like, Belle, I met her at a game, and we just played, and that was it. Now we're
The
all
first
good
time we
friends.
saw each other since high school was at a Sabacc game.
Over
It
20
brings
years
people
ago.
together.
It was over 20 years ago.
1999.
Yep. Yeah.
I know.
Well, we've been friends, but we just hadn't met up with each
Yeah.
other in a long time, so it was really nice.
All right, so do we have any other questions? You look like you're about to say something. If not, all right.
Well, I want to thank everyone for coming today. We will be out and about, so if you have any further questions, if you want to find out when our next game is and you're in town, like, come and join us. You all are welcome.
Right here, actually.
I heard at the club.
Money, yes. And so, actually, in the Star Wars area, if you haven't visited that area yet, which would be rare, because I'm assuming all of you have
Should
stumbled
all have been
upon
there
it,
by
because
now.
it's huge. But
Shame if you haven't.
What's Star Wars?
But in the probably towards the right corner or in one of the corners, they are playing Sabacc, and they are doing some tournaments over there on the north side corner. So definitely come out there, take a look at it, come sit down and play. We'll be out there as well, so you can just continue asking any questions as you see it happening, because it's better when you just play the game. Really, we could talk all day, but until you actually physically play, it's not gonna click. And don't be intimidated by the math. It's really, it may take you a minute. We all take a little bit to count on our fingers or use a calculator, but it's all good. We'll figure it out.
I still count the dots.
But it's definitely a lot of fun. So I hope you guys all give it a chance.
I do.
I think I got -29 last night. So I count all the dots.
All right, thank you guys. I hope you guys give it a
Thank
chance.
you.
And let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.
You want to say bye to your Facebook constituents?
Huh?
You want to say bye?
Oh yeah, Facebook. Thank you.
Bye, Facebook.